Hey guys, it's Vince with Camera Exchange. Hope you guys are staying safe and hope you guys are staying inside. I know it can get a little boring, but I wanted to bring you guys some content that way you guys can stay a little bit entertained. So today I wanted to talk about the FJ400 by Westcott, which is a studio strobe. So I am a freelance photographer outside of the Camera Exchange, and I have been using the Godox 8400 as my main light for quite some time. So ever since the Westcott FJ400 came out, it had my attention. So today we're going to unbag the One Light backpack kit, see what comes inside, and I'm also going to set it up inside of my house and do some self-portraits and see if it's easier or any better than the Godox 8400. And I also wanted to see if it is something that I might want to switch over from the 8400. So let's get started. Alright guys, so let's see what's inside the Westcott FJ400 One Light backpack kit. So obviously you do get the backpack. It comes in this nice heather gray color, and it's actually a really nice backpack. The straps are nice and cushiony. It seems to be pretty quality, and I already like that. So we're gonna have to flip it around. Let's see what's inside here. Go ahead and unzip this. Go ahead and open it up. So we got some paperwork. We got the trigger. So this is a universal compatibility. It is the FJX2M. It is the wireless trigger. We'll go ahead and save the specifications, and we'll talk a little bit more about this later. So you do have the FJ400 itself. It comes with the reflector and the frosted dome. It is a Bowens mount, which is nice to see. Slide that back in there. We also got the switch insert, again for the Bowens mount. This is going to go with the rapid box switch. This is going to be the Octa Small. So we'll also test this out and see how it works out on some portraits. You do got the battery. We got some battery charger and of course the connectors. And we also, in this zipper, we have some of the magnetized gels that will go on the reflector if you're trying to do any creative portraits with colors and things like that. So again, I'm liking what I'm seeing in this backpack, but let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about it and put it to its test. Okay, so let's talk about the weight and the feel of the FJ400. So FJ400 is a pretty hefty monolight. That is in part due to the battery being so big. It is a lithium polymer battery, and you're going to be getting 480 full power shots, which is actually insane. Now, when you compare that to the Godox 8400, yes, it is a little bit slimmer, but the battery is a little bit smaller as well, and you're only going to be getting 390 full power shots. So when you're on location, that bigger battery and the bigger body is actually going to come a lot more in handy, especially when you're doing photo shoots all day long. Okay, so let's talk about the screen and the menu system. So the screen itself is an LCD. It is colored, but it is super low resolution. I don't feel like you need a high resolution screen, but it's there if you need it. The menu system itself is pretty simplistic and straightforward. There are 5 different menu sets, and you get through each set by clicking the top button here. None of the buttons are labeled on the side, but on the display you do get to see what you're selecting. That way you can set whatever it is you need to set. You do got a scroll wheel to give it more or less power. You do got a modeling light button as well. And of course you do got a test light button to test or dump the light. So the menu system is actually pretty nice. It's pretty simplistic. You won't get lost too much into it. And I like it for the most part. Okay, so let's talk about the trigger. It is the FJ-X2M. So Westcott is doing something with this trigger that no other light manufacturer has done before. You are able to control many different cameras with just this one trigger. It has universal compatibility, but if you are a Sony user, you will need an adapter for it, which is not too big of a deal. It is only about 20 bucks, and all you gotta do is just slip it onto the Sony hot shoe and you'll be able to use this. So if you are using different cameras and you want to control the FJ400, you'll be able to do that with this. Okay, so when talking about the setup itself, it is actually pretty straightforward and simplistic. Everything is right there in front of your face. It does have a scroll wheel, 2 buttons, and of course you do have your groups and channels, whatever you need to change it to. So whatever you're selecting, it'll change it to a green color so you know what you're setting. Another good thing that I like about this as well is that it has USB Type-C charging, so you won't need any AA's to go with your trigger, which is always nice to see. Okay, so wrapping up this video, let's talk about the light output on the FJ400. So I never really shot at full power. I usually shoot my studio strobes at a pretty low output, and this actually performed really well. Attaching the rapid switch box to this thing was giving me absolutely stunning images. The light fall off was nice and clean. The light was nice and diffused, and I really enjoyed using the FJ400. Now comparing the light output to the 8400, I really didn't notice much of a difference. And in real world use, you really won't notice that difference either, because they're just so identical as far as specifications go. So would I switch over from the 8400 to the FJ400? Yes, for 2 reasons. One, that bigger battery. So this bigger battery is absolutely awesome. You're getting almost 100 more full power shots. And when you're on location, battery power is always something you want. Another reason why I would switch over is that Westcott is a US market brand. So if anything happens to the FJ400, it does have a 1-year warranty, and you could send it to a Westcott office here in the States. As opposed to the Godox, if something happens to that, you have to send it to China, and that's just a super long way to travel. But between the two, if you're already in the Godox system, I really wouldn't switch over. If you're just starting out in studio photography, the FJ400 is an excellent option. But that's gonna wrap up this video. If you liked the video, make sure to give us a thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Again, I'll try to make sure to give you guys more content. But other than that, catch you guys next time.